Well, welcome to Blues Game Day Live. I'm Darren Pang alongside the one and only, the great Kelly Chase.
The great
Kelly Chase.
Nice,
and we're in the Big D. We're in Dallas right now, where the weather's, well, it's not much better than in St. Louis, to be quite honest with you. I'd like to tell you that it's nice and warm when we played golf this morning, but that's not the case.
It's not the case, but the temperature's the exact same inside this building as it is at Scott Trade Center. So
there you go. So
here we are.
We got the Dallas Stars behind us. They've had an optional skate. The Blues have won 2 games against the Dallas Stars. I think Dallas game on home ice, though, is a lot different than their game on the road. That's been proven. And so what do you think tonight with Ken Hitchcock and the Dallas Stars here?
Yeah, they're an improved team. They're playing much better than they were at the start of this season. I think, Hitch has implemented a lot of his defensive systems that are starting to take attachment to these guys. And, like it or not, it's an effective way to play because you certainly get down on the quality of shots. So for the St. Louis Blues tonight, who haven't been scoring a lot, they're going to have their hands full trying to get to the inside against the Dallas Stars.
So whenever you're playing a team like Ken Hitchcock, you know that reload and the backtracking, they're not going to quit coming through the middle. So if you're a team that hasn't been scoring goals, like the Blues have not been scoring goals, this is where when you take that step into the offensive zone, you got to know that someone's going to be on you right away. Is that right? A little more urgency?
Sense of urgency, but also making sure that, you're putting pucks on net when you got the opportunity.
Yeah.
You're not going to get as many of those, inside the middle of the ice kind of shots or opportunities. So you're going to make sure you get the chance. It's got to go at the net, and there has to be hustle and recovery as second and third opportunities. The sense of urgency has to be in that paint today too, Panger. I mean, for me, it's going to be an ugly one that gets them out of this slide. I think it's going to be something that, you're going to have to, find one, go off your hip, off your skate blade, whatever it is, knock it in out of the air. But I think eventually guys have got to start coming around. That chemistry and confidence comes back.
Well, the Blues have kind of a tale of two squads right now, and the positive thing is the penalty kill, the goals against, the save percentage. It's been pretty darn good enough to win a lot more games than what they have won. So they've implemented that type of work ethic and great on the defensive side of it, and haven't been able to score goals. Do you see a positive in this?
I see a positive in it, and the one thing that I like about it too is that because of the struggles and a few of the injuries, it allowed Tage Thompson to go down to the minors, but come back up with a sense of a feel for what the NHL takes night in and night out. And this kid has played really well, in my opinion. I think the Stastny, Steen, Thompson line has been the best line, and I also believe that it's got the most scoring chances. And when they start going in for the kid, to me, it opened my eyes on what kind of player this kid can be, because when he left, there was still a little bit of uncertainty about his growth and where he would have to develop. It's a hard league to learn in.
Yeah.
So he went down, learned the game a little bit better, understood what was expected of him, came back, and I thought he's playing real well.
I think any of our Blues fans that watched or listened to the last game on home ice against Nashville, and Nashville's a great defending club. It's hard to get through the neutral zone. They pinch well. I think in order to get a scoring chance against them, you've got to be really on top of your game. But if you look at the first 10 minutes of the game against Nashville, that line that you're just talking about was all over the ice. I mean, the puck was a magnet, and let's talk a little bit more about the way that line works. The work ethic of Steen on the boards, he's relentless. I haven't seen him lose a board battle, I don't know, maybe in the last couple of weeks. He wins the battles.
And they start with the puck all the time because Stastny's been fantastic on face-off.
So you win the face-off, you've got the board work, and now they have the confidence to know that if they put a puck to a certain area of the ice, well, Tage is 9 feet tall, it looks like, out there. And his stick is 15 feet long, it seems like. But he gets to pucks. And I think it gives Steen the confidence to layer it in different areas, and knowing that Tage will get there.
Well, they want to play small games against teams, too. They want to have the puck being bumped back and forth in little triangles and in areas so they can get chances, and I think they've done that. I know Stas was real frustrated at his chances that he had in the last game and not finishing, and felt like, he was better than that sort of thing, but the work ethic has certainly been there with that line, and again, I think if that line can bust out of it with a couple of goals, I think it gives a sense of confidence to everybody. They can kind of settle in a little bit. And again, I'd like to see them play with the lead.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And we talked about that and emphasized that against Nashville. You have to play with the lead against Nashville. They're a great team, and so are the Blues whenever they get the lead. It's going to be a little change. If everything goes as it did yesterday in practice, we're going to see Ivan Barbashev on the left side with Braden Shen and Vladdy Tarasenko. I'm going to go through some numbers here. So I gave you the good numbers. That's the PK, one of the best in the league, the goals against average, all that stuff. But now the tough one is team offense. It's 30th, I believe, ranked in December in goals for. So Vladdy's got only 2 goals in his last 10, one being an empty netter. Sobotka's got 2 goals in his last 10. He scored 1 in the last one. Steen's got 1 goal in his last 10, 2 in his last 20. And then Sass, as you mentioned, has struggled on the offensive side of it. Do you think a guy like Barbashev moving in there and jumping in on that left side with that group can give them some energy? I mean, he's had a lot of opportunities here. Don't you think that this is a big opportunity here for him tonight?
Well, I think we were talking about it. You can be out of the lineup one night, and the next day you're in the top, 6. So you're going to have to be prepared. I liked Berglund on that line, to be honest with you. I thought they did some good things. I thought that Schenn was more effective with Berglund there. But Barbashev is going to be able to communicate a little differently with Vladdy. He doesn't. He can, he's accustomed to playing a little bit east-west like Vladdy does, so maybe that'll help get them out of this funk a little bit that they're having with the scoring. So, if it's something that they think that could spark 91 and 10 that'll help them, have some chemistry, then I think they got to try it.
Okay, so Barbashev's there. Now let's look at the third line then, if you want to go by numbers. So now Sobotka and Berglund, after playing 4 games on the wing, goes back to center ice again. So they need something on that line to add a little offense.
Well, the truth is they got to get Berglund in shape. And the reason is because he's been out of the lineup and he's not in game shape and he's not in, he's not in that physical, hey, I'm in the middle of December sort of really hitting my stride type of shape. And so you play him on the wing and you play him into shape, and I think that they're sort of going back and forth with that a little bit. Bergie, when he is in shape, can be a dynamic guy because he can come off the wall with the puck. We need more of what he had last year, and I think part of it is that, again, he's going to have to get some, get himself into a situation where he's feeling like he did last year when it comes to the physical side of it.
Chaser, in the last game, Vince Dunn, I thought he played a heck of a game. Huh? Yeah. He and Robert Bortuzzo. Bortuzzo gets in the scrap because he backs up the hit on Colton Parayko. Right. You got to love Robert Bortuzzo. He sniffs that out. He knows exactly where he's going to, and he gets in a good scrap. And the fans are jumping and the place is alive. And then Vince Dunn, for me, just kind of took things over offensively. Had some jump, closing gaps in the neutral zone, making plays on the point, hit the post right off the hop. Right. Otherwise, that's the 1-0 lead you're looking for. But I think even though the D have been a little colder in supplying offense, Chaser, I like what I've seen lately. I like Alex Petrangelo's game. I think he's jumping to the holes better. Colton Parayko, I think, has been, I think there's another level to his game, and they need that level right now. But all in all, what are your thoughts on the D? And should we be concerned about the lack of scoring from the D, or was that a bit of an aberration or an exaggeration with how great they were to begin the year with all the offense they provided?
Well, the offense comes from both sides of it, too. So, I mean, if you're creating stuff up front, it's going to leave your D with, teams collapse a little bit. Your D is going to have a little more room to make plays. And I can tell you right now, Vince Dunn, in my opinion, is the one that's got the nerves of steel right now.
Does he ever?
He's got, he's just a confident player. You can, whether it be how he grew up, whether it be the way his mindset is, his things, but he's played like that since the start of the year. It was not to see him zip a pass up the middle of the ice from behind the net, and you're like, wow, that's kind of an interesting play for a young guy to try, but he seems like he's starting to feel confident at this level. He's starting to see the ice a little bit differently now and has no problem trying to beat a guy to make a long home run play, and I think it's helped his game a lot. I think that he's a guy that on the back end that's been I don't want to say he's been a surprise, because I guess he's not a surprise to the organization, but he's been a guy that's been a pleasant addition, knowing what you had. And you had 3 guys fighting for a spot there with Schmaltz and Wallman, and all of a sudden, he emerges, and he's probably the guy that, well, he's been the most deserving, certainly, but he's probably been the guy, to me, that I think has been the upgrade, whereas lots of times you get a guy in and he's in and out of the lineup. It's been hard to take him out of the lineup.
Oh, no question about that. When the heat's on, he seems to excel. He seems to be at his best when the heat's on, and maybe a fabric of playing in the competitive environment that he played in. Good Ontario boy.
Let me guess, he's from Ottawa.
He's actually not. I think he's Aurora, I think, outside of Toronto. But anyway, so I guess when you look at this one here, let's narrow it down. I'm looking on the ice right now. We're going to give you some pre-scouting right here. Kari Lehtinen is in the net working with the goalies. Ben Bishop is out. Bishop's got a heck of a record on home ice. Oh, my goodness. The big fella's rolling here.
Yeah, he is.
Right here in the big D. What do the Blues got to do to get to this big fella?
Bish is, first of all, if you got to get Bish moving laterally a little bit, because he seems to come out and he doesn't play in that depth in the net. Whereas if I was that big, I don't know if I'd ever leave the goal line, you know. But I think, and then the second thing is you got to get there. You got to get there for second and third chances.
Yeah.
I think that if Bish looking around his feet and trying to find pucks after the initial shot, because a lot of times he does depend on that size, and then just hopes that not hopes, he knows that he's going to be able to get a piece of the first shot. And then I think getting there for the second and third action is where it's going to be for Bish. He's such a good goalie, and plays so darn hard.
And he plays the puck well.
So
just like what we just faced that with Pekka Rinne, where you got to keep the puck away from him. You got to battle for loose pucks in the crease. You got to be willing to battle harder than the goaltender is going to battle for any of those pucks. Right? I'm looking forward to this, big guy.
I'm ready to go.
You know what?
We got to order a cab back to our seats from here.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that, and the Blues practice will be on its way.
And if you're wondering what the tractor is behind us, we set up behind a tractor too.
Actually, Ashley does a great job.
Ashley does it. It's this Chris Pinker guy that I don't know.
He's just a kid, and he just turned 30-something the other day.
4.
Whatever it was. So anyway, we hope you enjoyed this edition of Blues Game Day Live. The game tonight is 7:30. It's not 7 o'clock, it's 7:30. And that 7 o'clock pregame shows on both KMOX and on Fox Sports Midwest. And tomorrow night, it's the Carolina Hurricanes at home ice. So another quick turnaround. Why wouldn't we have another back-to-back? We had 5 of them in December now. So we'll just have another one. But we got what it takes. We got some gumption. We'll get her done.
Little guy with gumption right here.
You got that right. For Kelly Chase, I'm Darren Robert Pang. Enjoy the game, everybody.